Engrave this in your mind. You have a $2 billion aircraft, and you will fly as if you were in space. It will take many years for other aircraft to reach this level, and there is no noise where the pilots are, because silence is very important. It's like being in a library. How can a flying wing with no vertical stabilizer, tail, or any other features resembling a traditional plane achieve what pilots describe as almost supernatural smoothness? This aircraft feels like it's gliding over ice, but another aircraft, like a 747, couldn't fly here and would be tossed around. Comfort isn't a priority in this aircraft. Other things are more important. You're on a high-level mission, and this mission is carrying a very important load for your country. So comfort isn't sought after in these areas. Safety is what's sought after. B-2 pilots are reporting something that's almost impossible. Here, it is very important to have a comfortable and reliable flight on long flights, and it is very important that it is comfortable. What invisible forces are at work here? Is there a hidden technology under the obsidian coating? Or is it a radical wing design? Or did Northrop Grumman engineers achieve an aerodynamic revolution that challenges our preconceived ideas? We will now reveal all the important mysteries of the world's most talked about aircraft. In addition to explaining how the B-2 overcomes turbulence, we will uncover 10 strange facts about this remarkable aircraft that even aviation enthusiasts may not know. We are about to uncover another mystery. How does a tailless aircraft achieve the impossible? The B-2's success can be attributed to its disregard for all aircraft design rules. The wings of this aircraft are so balanced that, despite having almost no wings, even at very high altitudes, it glides exceptionally well. The reason for this is the aerodynamic shape of the wings. Common sense dictates that vertical stabilizers are needed to prevent the aircraft from violently shaking in harsh weather conditions. The B-2, however, defies common sense. The secret lies precisely here. The aircraft is intentionally unbalanced. Huge control surfaces are subjected to thousands of micro-adjustments every second of flight by quadruple redundant computers. The fly-by-wire system responds to turbulence faster than any human pilot could, neutralizing chaos before it reaches the cockpit. That gives you a direct idea, doesn't it? In normal aircraft, everyone is afraid when the plane takes off because it shakes a lot. But in this aircraft, the pilots are not afraid. Because this aircraft does not shake when taking off, it glides through the air like a bird. What should be a tense journey becomes almost zen-like, thanks to the aircraft's ability to predict every movement in the sky. Northrop Grumman did not just produce aircraft. This plane has a mechanism no one could have imagined. Even the slightest deviation is detected by sophisticated gyroscopes, and the flight control system immediately corrects it. The plane's altitude is constantly adjusted by thousands of invisible hands, and vibrations are reduced without being felt violently. Takeoff is important for this plane, but there are many other important things as well. If the B-2 could overcome nature's invisible forces, what else could it achieve? Avoiding radar is not the only aspect of stealth. This aircraft can become completely invisible, like Batman. The only thing scattered by the B-2's foreign curves is not radar waves. Another important aspect of this aircraft is its external appearance. Its exterior is covered with a special coating. Thanks to its coating of secret materials that absorb electromagnetic energy, its radar signature has been reduced to that of a sparrow. There is something confusing about this aircraft. The engines hide both heat and vision seekers deep within the wing structure. Thanks to these wings, the smoke from the engine is secretly expelled, sending the message we ensure secrecy even in our exhaust. This massive aircraft is surprisingly quiet thanks to the unusual shape of its wings, which also reduce engine noise. Only the aircraft itself can see its own trail. No one else has the luxury of seeing this aircraft's trail. For example, let's say that this aircraft leaves a trail. It is reported directly by the military unit it is affiliated with. They say, "You left a trail. Be careful." Pilots actively change their altitude to avoid leaving any visual evidence for satellites or ground observers. From Kosovo to Afghanistan, Iraq, and finally Iran, this aircraft flew silently over countries for a period of time, and no one even heard about it. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be completely invisible in enemy airspace? Many countries have radars that can detect aircraft, but they pay a lot of money for these radars. However, they cannot detect this aircraft. It's really a waste of money. The people who use this aircraft share their experiences with us. However, there is something you need to do while doing this. In other words, there are certain conditions. In an age of quantum radar and artificial intelligence-supported detection systems, the cost of remaining undetected is high, And these sensitive privacy coatings argue that everything changes in this world, and that these systems must always be changed and properly maintained. This secret is worth investigating. B-2 was one of the first aircraft to retaliate approximately 1 month after the 9/11 attacks in 2001. These aircraft entered the airspace of a powerful state like Iraq and joined the war without being seen by anyone. This event took place 20 or 30 years ago, and if this aircraft did this years ago, imagine what it could do now. These missions were not only lengthy, but also made history. In one mission, 2 B-2s dropped dozens of precision-guided bombs or ran out of fuel in midair and faced the fear of crashing. Yet they managed to refuel in midair and continue the flight under challenging conditions. It was a straight-through mission to and from the war zone without any forward bases or intermediate stops. However, Afghanistan was a real test for the B-2. Consider this: 2 pilots, knowing they wouldn't touch the ground for 44 hours, boarded their cockpits in Missouri. In a single, continuous mission, they would fire precision weapons at Taliban positions across oceans, continents, and time zones, then turn back and fly home. While one pilot was flying the aircraft, the other would perform normal tasks such as sleeping or using the toilet, which they could do comfortably in this aircraft, but not in other aircraft. The mission is not just about bombing. This aircraft, made of steel and composite materials worth $2 billion, is considered a very important aircraft for the world. No B-2 aircraft has ever been destroyed by enemy fire. This aircraft has flown over countries with the most advanced air defense systems and is still flying safely. You won't see any bomb marks on any aircraft because you won't even hear this aircraft. When it was necessary to neutralize Iran's fortified nuclear facilities, the B-2 accomplished its mission by striking targets hidden under mountains and evading detection by all sensors pointing towards the sky. But what actually happens during the 2-day mission inside the cockpit? When you ask this question, there is always secrecy, and this secrecy is like espionage, and doubt always comes to mind. Set aside your preconceptions about military discomfort. The B-2's cockpit is a survival capsule designed for extreme situations. Most people can't even imagine the world behind the ejection seats. This aircraft provides the ability to use the toilet, eat, or exercise in the air, and you experience all of this in comfort. If your mission lasts a few days, these are not extra features. Even when transporting the safest of items, comfort is ensured, but safety is paramount. At 50,000 feet, pilots have celebrated their birthdays. While one monitored equipment that could have global repercussions, others took turns sleeping. And while one pilot performed the most important job in the world, another was busy eating a ready-made meal. Every routine action, such as opening a meal bag, making coffee, or simply sleeping for 4 hours, is carried out with a sense of ultimate responsibility. There is a downside to this. It feels like a heavy burden is placed on your shoulders, making it very challenging. You are inside a balloon made of titanium and composite materials, which is more valuable than the entire defense budget of some countries. The temperature outside drops to -7 degrees Fahrenheit. You may feel tired or hungry on the plane, but you can overcome these things. There is one thing you cannot overcome: loneliness. No one can describe this pain. Pilots are seen as part of the process of evading radar because they know radar very well. What will enable you to defend yourself well against enemies and radar is a good head. You need a calm and well-functioning brain to defend yourself well against your enemies. Through rituals, storytelling, and training, the crew breaks long flights down into smaller, more manageable chunks. However, to keep this flying fortress operational, something even more extraordinary than resilience is required. This figure will shock you. The B-2 requires 119 hours of maintenance for every hour it flies. Start thinking about it now. As soon as the wheels touch the runway, the ceremonies begin. In climate-controlled hangars worth millions of dollars, engineers work on this aircraft from morning to night, never resting until it is perfect. Everyone is obsessed with this aircraft. They are looking for flaws that cannot be seen with the naked eye. Surfaces that could give away the bomber to the enemy's radar. Destroying this aircraft is no one's business, but I have a feeling that one day this aircraft will be shot down. The crew uses crystallized wheat starch, real wheat starch. They clean the dirt by blasting it off without damaging the radar-absorbing coating. Not a single fingerprint, a drop of hydraulic fluid, or even sea salt. Being too secretive can put you in great danger and also make you dangerous. The coating must always be flawless. The true stealth coating is an extraordinary surface created by human hands, requiring technicians to undergo strict security checks before being allowed to touch the aircraft. This must be done on this aircraft. If not, things will go awry. Why is it important to build this aircraft? The reason is that it is being built to protect a country, and you spend thousands of dollars per hour on this aircraft. So far, Only 20 aircraft have been produced, and one of them was lost in an accident, which means that the annual maintenance cost per aircraft could exceed $40 million. Each B-2 is an irreplaceable asset. The Air Force manages them appropriately by storing them in hangars with precisely calibrated humidity and temperature. A great deal of effort is put into this. If this aircraft were not available, a country's future would be in jeopardy, and if it were not available, the money would be wasted. The advantage persists as long as every surface, coating, and system functions perfectly. In the high-risk world of strategic bombing, there is no room for error. This leads us to the final question: what happens next? There is also the issue of turbulence in this scenario, and how this aircraft manages to eliminate it. The answer reveals something much deeper. This aircraft is changing the rules of war in general, and flight in particular. From its multi-spectrum stealth capabilities to its digital dominance over uncertainty, this aircraft has the ability to engage in prolonged combat, and in an era where money is no object, this aircraft will be in extraordinary demand, which is why everyone is investing in it right now. But since it is only available in the United States, you are dependent on the United States. This aircraft is something of an engineering marvel. It embodies national willpower with its steel and composite materials. But what really makes you think is this: 36 years ago, this aircraft was gliding through the skies like a bird. This technology has been around for decades. If we could achieve this with the computing power and material science of the 1980s, what capabilities lie dormant in today's secret hangars? A new aircraft is being built, and while the technology in this aircraft has not yet been achieved, this aircraft surpassed that technology on its own. Its significance stems from this very fact: hypersonic interceptors using artificial intelligence-supported detection networks and quantum radar. These features pose a threat of being destroyed by other aircraft, but ones that are invisible. So, I'll leave you with that. What was the most surprising secret for you? The fact that this aircraft has features and technology that could change history is very important, but the pilots are barely able to fit into small spaces. This shows that it doesn't have features like normal human sleeping capabilities, and that's unfair. Write your thoughts in the comments below. If the B-2 taught us anything, it's that the most surprising secrets are often hidden in plain sight, where only those who know where to look can find them. Subscribe to learn about all the new features of aircraft, and let's discuss future aircraft.